you need to be open-minded, you need to be open-eyes, you need to be open-hearing, but you need also to be really open to nature in all ways.
Welcome to the Lush Life podcast. I'm your drinking companion, Susan Schwartz, and I bring you the how-to guide for living life one cocktail at a time. Thanks to my mother's love of martinis, the first words I spoke were shaken, not stirred, and I've been obsessed by cocktails ever since. Together, we'll learn from bartenders, brand ambassadors, distillers, and others why certain drinks are popular in certain cultures, how to make the perfect old-fashioned, when to shake and when to stir, and so much more. Hear that sound? It's time to cozy up to the bar and let the fun begin. The region of Savoie Mont Blanc in France is known for a lot of things: mountains, skiing, hiking, Michelin star restaurants, but not usually its wines. That's all changing as more and more of them are winning awards. I was invited by Savoie Mont Blanc Tourism to meet the folks who are spreading the word about the wines I've been sipping with my tartiflette when shushing the slopes of Chamonix. First, I met Bernard Vissoud, the Savoy wine specialist, who took me on a tour of the vineyards, teaching me the history of the region. Then I toured two of the local vineyards, the Domaine Dupraz and the Domaine Edmond Jacquin, who are open to visitors and ready to talk wines with anyone who's in the neighborhood. Here we begin with Bernard telling tales of the terroir.
And my activity is to make my customer discover the areas around the Mont Blanc, the mountain and the vineyards. Why? Because we are very lucky about the landscapes and the wines. We have a very high quality of wines with a lot of unique grape varieties. The vineyard of Savoie is a typical vineyard. It's a very old vineyard. We have some traces of this vineyard between 3 centuries and 4 centuries before Christ. Our ancestor, the Allobloch, a Celtic tribe, was very, very efficient in vine growing. Okay. And because we are in an alpine area, there are a lot of micro conditions: soil, slopes, exposure, microclimate. Okay, and then along the centuries, we have to adapt the grape varieties. Is why Savoie holds the French record for the number of grape varieties and the number of crus according to the surface. The surface in Savoie is 2,200 hectares for a vineyard which enjoy the highest label AOP. Okay, 150 hectares for EGP, the vin de pays. Okay, the total is 2,400 hectares because some people only cultivate vines for their own consumption. Voilà, donc, alors it's a luck. Why it's a luck? Why it's a luck? It's a luck because we can make all the types of wine. Savoie belongs to the 8 créments of France. Okay, there are only 8 créments in France. We make Prieuré, donc wine for middle aging, wine for aging, white wine, rosy wine, red wine, late harvest. Okay, and it's the same conditions, the same thing in Val d'Aoste, in Valais in Switzerland. It's a characteristic of alpine vineyards. A lot of different grape varieties, a lot of cru, because a cru, you know what a cru is? A cru is a place. Is why it's indicating the place.
It's a price or a place?
A place. A place.
Uh-huh.
Is why on the label, if it's only indicated the name of a grape variety, okay, this wine enjoys the AOP, but it's not a cru. No, a cru normally is a higher inside the AOP. It's a higher quality.
So it's just one vineyard.
Yes, normally, if the wine grower is efficient, because it's a place, right? Or normally the quality of the berries, the quality of the harvest is better and give a special taste. If the wine grower is efficient. The problem, for example, in Burgundy, all the Grand Cru of Burgundy are very expensive because they are called Grand Cru. It's written Grand Cru on the label, but some wine growers in Grand Cru are less efficient than some wine growers in Premier Cru. Okay, and it's very common to find some better wines in Burgundy in Premier Cru.
We were then off to try some of the wines in Savoy. The first was Domaine Dupraz, where Jeremy Dupraz sat down with me to reveal how computer science almost stole him away from his heritage.
We have only 6 generations, but in each generation we have a meaning and a clue on the thing, because we let many places of the humans and the think and the feeling also with this. So this is funny because I learned many things of my grandpa, of my father, of my grandpa note also. So I think it's not already. I'm not me. Already today I'm more my son father and my little son grandpa than me, but it depends. In wine, I think it's me.
Okay, let's go back. So for 5 or 6 generations, did you had the vineyards?
Yeah, I had the vineyards in 11 from my father. He was cooperative man, and
so he sold the grapes to someone else, or you made your wine here?
During 76 to 11, so 40 years, he sold the grapes and make the wine in the cooperative.
Okay.
It was very important to be in the two phases.
So he did both?
He did both also, yeah. He was quite a wine grower, but in a cooperative. So it's quite amazing about the experience, but it's also quite impressive about the works. He made many things. He's a mayor of the communes today, so he's very important today in locals. But he's quite amazing and smart today also, because and when I get back in 11, I was in computer science anyway, and I talk about it and say, gosh, I would like to come back to try it. He say, okay, don't worry, the vine is here, the tank is here, work. I will reach you the best way to produce it, and okay, where we go. 11, he was also a cooperative man on Mayer also, so he give many times. I thank you today. I thank him today.
Wait, hold on. Before 2011,
yeah.
Although you grew up with the vineyards, were you ever thinking that you yourself would make wine?
No, not at all. In fact, all my life I choose to hurry and to get other things than the wine and than the vine. It's one of the things that I.
What does that mean?
In fact, all my life I said I never get to get a wine grower and to get some wines. Never.
So never. You were never going to do what you do now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The clash was in 20. Well, I was only 20. I was in London to learn English, so it was a long time ago, 12 years, and I have a clash. Maybe a crush in my spirit, because many London guys who see me young little French to try to spell and to speak English and explain I'm the son of a wine grower, and say, gosh, you're so lucky. What? It's not a luck. All my holidays in the vine when I was 12, and it was quite amazing. I'm not really.
So it was all that hard work. You just wanted to avoid that kind of manual labor.
Yeah.
The manual part of it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I never see already the wine. I always see the vine, and in time and with my. I think cut with my family. My brain began to speak and to think alone, and And I would say, oh, yes, it was really luck. And well, I move up. I go to the cooperative, go to computer science student.
So you're going to study computer science.
Yeah.
And you're going to be in computer science for the rest of your life.
Yeah, definitely. And it was really, I think, not a gift, but I grew up with games, with many things, and my parents can't hold on a phone so alone. So it's quite a gift. Also, well, I grew up with this, so it was, gosh, I need to do this. I want to do this. I make this, and I work very hard to computer science groups and classmates.
So you were working at a really good company.
Yeah, definitely. Very maybe the first at all today.
So what do you think happened that you said, I've got to come back to the vines that I so didn't want to be a part of before that?
Many things. First at all is my boss.
All right, it's always the boss.
It's always the boss. Not about the work. It's more about his lifestyle.
Okay.
I saw my parents grow up with a lifestyle really fun and really with happiness. And they are not really rich, but they are. It's usual today, and it's okay, and they are happy, and their life it's okay. And when I saw my boss, he was really, well, gosh, I hate to this word, but rich. And he was always unhappiness and always hungry, never okay with all the stuff. He works also hard, but lives alone. His wife was away a long time ago. Well, and when I saw this, I said, gosh, I made 7 years of computer science study, and I would like to make this 30 years or 40 years of my life with this. No way. No way. I don't want to be alone. I want to have a family. I want to be happy in my work.
So, but you know that just because this one man in computer science wasn't happy, didn't mean that every single person in computer science is unhappy.
But, well, I think I was quite young also, but I was quite alone too. So,
and you thought, oh, wait, there's those vineyards back home.
Yeah, and it was in my little space of brain. He was talking to me and say, gosh, you're not alone. Your family is doing this. You can do this. And the beginning, it was more than I can go back and I can go back in my life. And after it wasn't go back. It was it's another step, another future, another life.
So the first day that you were back,
oh gosh!
Did you just say I made such a mistake? I'm in the vines again? Or?
Yeah, in fact, it was quite this because I get the vine in September, so 2 weeks before harvest. I hadn't any winery. In fact, I had the build, all the houses, but no tanks, no pump, no anything, no stuffs. Nobody to help me because harvest is going to the cooperative men also. So I was alone.
So your
also.
dad wasn't making wine at that point. He was just selling the grapes.
In fact, in the beginning, I said, "Gosh," and same choice. And in time, we move up the harvest 2 weeks after, and it was okay. My father was yours. All my family helps me, and many friends I lost many times ago go back and say, "Gosh, you make wines, okay?
We'll help you.
We help you," and we make the first harvest with only the family and friends for 10 days.
And did you think, okay, this could be the possibility to have
it was
a
the
life?
second step. Yeah, the first step was let's try. And maybe you make wine 2 or 3 years and after move up. And when I see this, I say, gosh, no.
Did you change a lot of things of what your father had done before?
Yeah. We changed many things. We are moving today in organics. We are organics. We are changing many things to the thinning and also to to the spirits to make wines. We want to make slowly wines. In fact, we are taking time. It's quite blah, blah, blah things to do and to say today, but it's really important for us to take times. If you want to be mix and really fusionals with naturals, you have to take time with the naturals.
So you're working with nature. Saying.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. We need 9 months to make grapes. So we take 9 months to make grapes. We need 9 months to make wines. So we make 9 months to make wines.
What grapes are grown here?
Oh, it's no. It's mostly Jacquins, 80% of the domains of the 12 hectares. After we have also Altis in English, who comes to wine Rousset. And we have also of the grapes really famous Mondeuse, who makes some red wine and quite famous, really impressive and smarty wine to taste because they are two steps to taste. First fruity and after really impressive.
Mm-hmm. And so, how many wines do you make here?
We are making 6 bottles different, so 6 wine different.
And what are they? So how many Jacquard or Altes
we have 4 Jacquards, 1 Rousset and 1 Mondeuse. Mm-hmm. It's quite similar of the vine.
Mm-hmm. So it's been a while now. It's 7 years.
Yeah.
And do you think you made the right choice?
Definitely. In fact, I'm really balanced today humanly, and I have time to speak. I have time to learn so many things that I never learned before. And I'm really happy to have hobby of computer science and work of vineyards and not the other side. Because it was one of the things that in computer science, my hobby was wine. And it's not really balanced.
Now your hobby is computer science?
Yeah. It's more like this. And with the wine and with the winemaker, I really learned the word of feeling and the meaning of feeling, really. Because you need to be open-minded, you need to be open-eyes, you need to be open-hearing, but you need also to be really open to natures in all ways. So you left places under your vine to the natures, to the insect, to the all flying birds, and you need to let places to many things in all the summer and the winter, in all places and in all simulation possible to produce. You need to be with natures and not against.
All right, should we go try some of your wine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next, we headed to taste the wines of Domaine Jacquin, who is winning award after award. 5th generation Patrice Chacon sat down with me. You will also hear Céline from Savoie Mont Blanc Tourism acting as a translator.
Good morning, Patrice Jacquin, my name.
Vigneron.
Alors, je suis vigneron, donc, et je représente la 5e génération donc, de viticulteurs dans la maison Jacquin.
The 5th generation of the Jacquin family, 5th generation.
Et mes fils qui sont installés représentent la 6e génération.
And my sons are the 6th generation.
Alors, nous avons une exploitation qui est assez importante, pas loin de 40 hectares.
So we have 40 hectares of lands.
Nous travaillons beaucoup avec les touristes.
We work a lot with the tourists.
Avec le monde épicurien, connaisseur de bons produits.
With the people who love food and good wines.
Et nous avons plaisir à recevoir, à expliquer et à faire voir, à faire sentir et à faire toucher.
So we like to welcome people here at the domain, make people smell, taste, touch the vines. So we love that.
Alors, nos vignes sont essentiellement exposées sur des coteaux où on voit la pierre, le calcaire, les éboulis calcaires. Et nous avons cette chance d'avoir une exposition remarquable.
So we have a really good exposure for our vines on limestones and really facing the sun. So it's a remarkable exposition for the good quality of the wine.
What type of grapes do you grow?
Alors, au niveau des grappes, nous avons en blanc l'Altesse,
So for grapes, we have Altesse.
Jacquin.
Jacquin.
Nous avons également des Malvoisie,
Malvoisie. It's the one we have.
a little Chardonnay,
A little bit of Chardonnay,
un de Mondeuse, spécialité Savoie,
which is a real specificity of Savoie.
de Gamay
Gamay
et
as
du
well.
Pinot. Et nous avons des terroirs particuliers tels que le Château Bergin,
So we have special terroir, which is special types of grapes variety, like
Château Bergin,
Château Bergin,
or Marétel.
Marétel.
Et donc, nous avons cette chance d'avoir des cépages autochtones qui nous font des qualités exceptionnelles.
So we have really local grape variety belonging only to the Savoie territory.
Alors, pourquoi des vins de qualité? Parce que nous allons concourir dans les grands médias, dans les grands salons, et nous nous mettons en concurrence avec nos collègues.
So we are competing with other wine growers at the national level, and we like the competition to improve the quality of our wines.
Et c'est number one, parfait.
We wish to be number one.
Well, you've won a lot of awards.
Yes. Alors,
That no translation is needed with that.
les médailles, pour moi, ça ne suffit pas.
Getting awards and winning, competition, it's not enough.
Non, il est bon d'avoir des journalistes de la presse spécialisée,
It's good to meet also journalists from the specialized press
capables de faire l'interprétation de la qualité de nos vins.
who are capable of really writing down about our wines, really clearing things.
Presse spécialisée, française, étrangère, c'est pas un problème, au contraire, parce que c'est bien, parce que les journalistes deviennent des ambassadeurs.
Yeah, journalists become ambassadors of the wines, once they've tasted it and once they've liked it, then they write down, and that's like the best.
Well, I've tasted it, so
you've
I'm
tasted
definitely an ambassador.
You are.
Voilà.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Merci.
I have definitely become an ambassador of Savoy wines, and I've been introducing them to everyone I know. But don't think just because it's wine country that I wasn't sipping a cocktail or two. 1883 syrups are located in Savoie Mont Blanc, and I was treated to a cocktail making class with Brand Ambassador Johnny Salvo. Here's a little history of the syrups.
1883, we have started to make syrup in 90s. So it's a new brand in the story of the company, because we have started syrup in 60s, but it was not the brand 1883. It was syrup for distributor, for different shop. We make the syrup, but it was not our own brand. And now we have developed this brand and try to be the best. When bartenders make the syrups, they try with fresh fruit, fresh flour, mixed with water, hot water, infused, but sugar. And if I make my homemade syrup, what could I have? It's how we think when we make a syrup. We want to have the same profile if I make the syrup homemade. So it's very important, the quality, the regularity about the product, because when we have found a perfect balance for a recipe, we want to have the same in the whole world. So you can go in United States, you can go in Asia, you always have the same product.
And now, of course, it's time for our cocktail of the week. Our cocktail of the week is one of the many that Johnny made for me. It's called the Moresque Mai Tai, the Savoy twist on the Mai Tai, or you could say a tiki twist on the local Moresque cocktail containing absinthe and orgeat. Here's how Johnny describes it.
The first one was the sky garden, because you have the garden with the plant, with the sky, with the blue, sky garden. Second one was the Moresque Mai Tai, to talk about the famous drink in France, Moresque. Me, in the side, I have a Tiki bar, so because also syrup is the best partner for Tiki. So the Mai Tai is one of the most trendy Tiki cocktail, classic cocktail. So it was very interesting to make this mix with pastis, orgeat and Tiki world.
Put the following ingredients into a shaker. 20 ml of pastis, 20 ml of classic rum, Cuban or Puerto Rican, 20 ml of sugarcane rum, casacha or rum agricole will do, 20 ml of orgeat syrup, 1 teaspoon of orange blossom water, and then 20 ml of squeezed lime juice. Add ice and then shake. Double strain into a rocks glass filled with crushed ice. Then add a few dashes of aromatic bitters on the top and garnish with mint, a slice of dried lime, and a star anise. You'll find this recipe and all the cocktails of the week on alushlifemanual.com, where you'll also find all the ingredients in our shop. If you're heading to Savoie Mont Blanc, check out my latest post on bestbitsworldwide.com for all the best bits of the Savoie Mont Blanc region. Or go to the Savoie Mont Blanc Tourism website at www.savoie-mont-blanc.com. Next time we meet Pete Holland, one of rum's biggest fans, and also the brand ambassador of Old Fashioned Week, which begins in London on November 1st until the 10th. Until next time, bottoms up. Thanks for listening to the Lush Life podcast, the sister of A Lush Life Manual. For more information and links to everything you heard, plus a bit more, please visit alushlifemanual.com. Always remember the wise words of Oscar Wilde. All things in moderation, including moderation. And always drink responsibly. Okay, I said that last part. Theme music is by Steven Shapiro and used with permission. Lush Life is produced by Evo Terra, and I'm your hostess, Susan Schwartz. I'll see you at the bar.